Hey, good afternoon. It's Good Friday, and I just wanted to go live for a little bit and talk about the Good Parts Challenge that I'm on and share with you some things that are on my mind. Um, I have a question. Have you ever failed? I was listening to my friend Gio's Good Parts Challenge yesterday, and he was talking about failure. And so I want to ask you, did you ever fail? And then what have you learned? What did you learn from it? Um, when Gio was talking about it, it got me to thinking about, hey, I failed a lot in my life, and I wanted to. Always felt that I've learned some things from it. Uh, I I'm kind of an old guy. I'm retired, and I'm still trying to learn some new things, and I'm still trying to learn from my failures. I hope I'm young at heart, and I hope that I'm still all the way up to the time my last breath. I'm able to stretch out and try and grasp new things and learn new things from different people. Um, a little bit about me. My name is Bill Feaver. I farmed over the years. I really had a bunch of jobs. I started out of college. I was a draftsman. I worked for an engineering firm for 10 years, not as a draftsman, but I had different positions in that firm for 10 years. And then I uh, went into farming and with some family property. And I did that for about 30 some years and ran another ag based business at the same time. And then the last 22 years of my career, I switched and became a high school teacher in a juvenile hall, working with kids. And uh, that's kind of what I've done over my life. And during the time when we were farming, my brother and I, we inherited some farm property from my dad, and from the breaking up of a family corporation. And the property was a pretty good piece of ground, but we needed to do some other stuff to make a living for both of us. So we started spraying commercially. We sprayed ag spraying, where we sprayed vineyard and um, uh, orchards, and did a lot of that. And also, we managed property for other people that had property that needed somebody to watch over it. We did that, and we also leased property. So we farmed At one time we were farming 500 or 600 acres, uh, and spraying several thousand, well, probably 10 to 15,000 acres a year with our commercial ag spraying business. So we were doing a lot of moving a lot of dollars, but not necessarily putting a lot of dollars in our pocket. Over that time, I tried different entrepreneurial things. Like I've tried Amway and a couple of things. I actually took a course to become a factor. A factor is a person that buys receivables, and I tried to do that. And of course, I was spread too thin, and I really didn't do a good job of doing anything at the time. But in toward the end of my career, farming got pretty bad. So we just leased our land out to another farmer, and my brother got a job. He went to work for an ag business, and I went to teaching school, and really made a better living teaching school. And so I just wanted to share that with you. But as I was approaching retirement age, we knew we had to make a move, and so I was concerned about not having anything to do. When you hear about people retiring and they sit by the television and they die, they just wither up and die. And I wanted to stay active. I wanted to keep my mind active, and so I was kind of searching, and I call it by the grace of God. I got this email, and it was for the 30-minute workday. And through it, I got connected with the Home Business Academy with Paul Hutchings and Mike Hobbs, and the 30-minute workday was written by Nick Bramble. And so I've since then talked with them, followed them, learned from them, and connected with them in their business. And I haven't made a lot of money, but I have made some money, and that's way more than I made in the past. And so I look at those failures, and now I look at what I'm doing now. I'm still continuing to learn, and I'm actually doing three things right now. I am part of the Home Business Academy, trying to market that, and I'm following Nick in his team in a company called livegood, and it's a health supplement business, and it looks really promising, and I've done pretty well on that so far. And then the last thing is, I had always kind of scribbled and doodled when I in meetings and stuff, and people said, well, you should publish those or put those into like a coloring book, or you should make them into some works of art and try to sell some of those things. So in the last few months, I've kind of been piddling around, and I've got 4 books on Amazon right now. 3 of them are coloring books, and 1 is a planner. It's a low content book, but it we'll see how it does. So I've got those 4 things, and I can put out lots and lots more books, because I've saved a lot of my drawings over the years. So that's kind of an answer to my prayer. And so I last year when we went to they had Freedom Fest, which is a gathering of the people in the Home Business Academy, and we met in Phoenix. But prior to that, we kind of had a challenge where we were supposed to work on our body, on our mind, and our business, all 3 areas, and set goals and try to accomplish some things on that. And so I had I was contacted by this gentleman named Sam Simmons in Houston, Texas, and he says, Bill, can you be a mentor, or can we mentor each other in this challenge and partner up? And I said, sure. And so over that period of time, we kind of emailed every day and contacted each other at least every week, and we've talked on the phone, and we became friends. And we actually met in Phoenix and in person. And so again, that was another prayer that was answered. I'm connected with all the people in the Home Business Academy, and we meet on a daily basis through Zoom meetings and whatnot. And I've gotten to know a lot of people, and I actually saw a lot of them in Phoenix. But I've grown close to Sam. And so the last thing is Paul Hutchings has challenged us all to become part of this Good Parts Challenge. And I was looking at a couple this morning. I was looking at Claudia's and Danny's posts, and I've looked at several other people's too, and I talked about Gio. I met Gio in Phoenix, and was very excited to meet him, and he's a delightful young man. But as I've met these people on this challenge, looked at their videos, they shared a little bit about who they are, and I like that. I like their stories, and I got to know Greg Napier in Phoenix too. We sit around and have coffee in the morning. And Chase Swift, same thing. Got to know him, and I just wanted to say that is another answer to prayer. I feel like I'm not making money, that might be considered a failure, but I'm learning. And so I'm learning through those failures that I got to keep going, and the money might come later, and it may never come at all. But the value I've gotten from the people I've met has turned my failures around. And so I just wanted to share that with you, that this online business that I've been looking for is to get more than just the dollar value out of it. I'm looking for the people value out of it. And so I've been blessed. And so I wanted to share that with you, particularly on this Good Friday. And I just want to tell you that I hope you all have a great Easter. And I thank you for the people. I really feel blessed of the people I've met on this challenge and in this community of the Home Business Academy. God bless you all. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.